Assalamu alaikum everyone. So in this video we are going to do a little bit of exam revision for the Form 3 maths. So this was actually from a secondary school in Hong Kong. So let's see what they need for their exam. So they will have content from both first term and also second term actually. And apart from that, because they're Form 3 and then next year they're going to senior form, so they also have to get prepared for their DSE. DSE is the entrance exam for universities. So, of course, they will also have some basic topics of the DSE. Although it's just at getting level 2, but then these 4 topics are of course not enough for just a level 2. We need a lot more than that. But then until Form 3, these will be really important. There's actually more included. For example, these percentages or this area and volume, they will also come in DSE when this coordinate geometry and also the statistics, everything is gonna come. But because until Form 3, they only just give very basics, so it's not included in this part. Okay, so the first part of this video, we are actually gonna start with this one. DSE Math Survival Kit for getting level 2 for Form 3's kids. And we are going to start with topic 2 and then we'll get back to topic 1, 3 and then 4. That is because the students requested that they want to finish topic 2 first. So I will just go down until topic 2. Oops, I got a little too down because this whole file is from their school. So I told them that maybe I will just ask them and then make the video as they want. So, survival kit topic 2. This is about change of subject. Now, what do we have in change of subject? What does that even mean? Subject means something that is the most important one. Something that's alone. So same thing for here. So here you have a long formula, but you just want to have x as the subject. What it means is put x on one side and the other things put on the other side. So how can we turn this whole thing, because x is here, but it has too many things next to that. We don't want that. Well, we have few steps, and according to me, like what I will suggest is do it with the accordance of how far the things are from. For example, your x is here, and which of the things is the farthest from it? 2 is too close. And then everything within a bracket is still closed. So something that's outside the bracket will be considered as far. Why are we not going to talk about this one? Because it's already on the other side. It's already on the other side of the equal. So we don't really have to care much about the unless there's also an x there. But now it's not. So just leave it there. So we will deal with this 10 first. How can we put this 10 to the other side? Well, 10 here is multiply. Bracket also mean multiply. So if 10 here is multiply and you want to move it to the other side, just divide it. Actually, you divide on both sides. So here 10 will be simplified. So the other side, what will it become? Can you try to use calculator or even in your heart? 30 over 10? Yes, 3y. Still access here. There's so many things next to it. 2 is very close, so we'll deal with that in last part. So now this part, negative 3y plus 4. How can we deal with it? This side, negative 3y, we don't want it. So the other side, just add it. Plus 4, positive 4 here, we don't want it. So the other side, minus 4. You have 2x. Before we go to the next step, you have to see if anything's there that you can maybe represent in a better way or beautiful way so that it doesn't look too many things. For example, this one, 3y plus 3y. How can we change it? Yep, 6 minus 4. 2x. And then how do we deal with this 2? It's multiplied here, so if it goes to the other side, it divides. Well, technically, you already did access the subject, but you also have to look if the other side, if anything else can be simplified. Because in this case, we can't. How do we know we can't? Everything is even number here. So you have to see if anything is common on the above. Yes, 2. So what are we left with? And then 2 and 2 is simplified. So x equals to 3y minus 2. And that will be your final answer for this question. Okay, so shall we move on? Cool. So next, make y as the subject. We actually have we only have few questions, so it should be fast. So again, y is the subject. So wherever is y, put on one side and the other things on the other side. If you think it's a little bit hard with brackets, so what you can do is actually expand it. Expand it means open the brackets. So you give x to both of them. You have xy minus 5x equals to 5x minus 5. So where are the y's? We have here and also here. We have y's on both sides. So what do? We want to make it a subject, so it has to be only on one side. Okay, so your first step for these questions will be put all things that have y on one side. Plus y is because it's negative here, so if you move to the other side, it will become positive. And here, that side, negative 5x, so if you move to this side, it becomes positive 5x. Before we continue, anything to simplify? Yes, 10x. How about on this side? Is there anything common? Yes, y. We have y for both of them. We just need y. We don't need this x plus 1. How can we deal with it? Just move to the other side. Yep, so you will be done if you can do it this part. It's not really hard. It's just practice makes perfect kind of questions. So if you can deal with these, you can deal with a lot of questions. And these comes in DSC as well. So get it prepared as soon as possible. Okay, next. We have fractions now. Let me just write it a little bit nicer. What does 2h mean? It also means it's over 1. Because over 1, we don't write it. Actually, it's already hidden. And now you have a fraction line on both sides. And there's an equal in between. What can you do? Do you still remember? Yay, good. We can do the cross method. So the downside goes up. The downside goes up. And then multiply. The downside goes up and then multiply. Okay, like that. And then next time you have so many brackets, so just open them. So 1 times anything is still anything, so it will still left with 8 minus h. How about this side? You can do the rainbow method. 2 times 4 is 8 and a 2hk. There's a negative in between. What do we have to find? Yep, k. So where's the k? Here, be careful because I missed that. So k is here. The other things we don't need it. So just move. Everything else, just move to the other side. Before we move, of course, you can move it as you like. There's another trick which will be really useful for later on because you have to find k. So it's suggested that the symbol next to that thing you have to find has to be positive. But here it's a negative. So before moving other things, you have to make this positive. How can we make this? Just move to the other side. Of course, it's negative here. So the other side will be positive. So it's 2hk. And this side, 8h. How can we move these to that side? 8 here is positive. So the other side, it will be negative. There's a negative h here. So the other side will be positive. And then before we do anything else, is there anything that you can simplify? Yep, here. 8 apples minus plus 1 apple, you get, I'll just continue here. So 2hk equals to 8 plus 1. Yes, 9h. And then from here, remember, we just need k. We don't need anything else. So what do we do? It's times here. So you will be dividing on the other side. So there is something else you can do with this question, but I don't really suggest because your teachers, according to your teacher's marking scheme, they ended here. What I mean by adding up is that you can separate these two, like this 2h can be given to this and also here. So 9h over 2h plus 8 over 2h. Now, why did I do that? See, h and h can be simplified. 2 and 8 can also be simplified. So you will be left with 9 over 2 plus 4 over h. But since this looks a little uglier, so you can also end with this part. It's all up to you. Okay, so that's all for this survival kit topic 2. We will continue with the rest of the topics in a while. So see you soon, guys.